All right. Well, we're going to get started here. I want to welcome everyone to our panel on loyalty in 2025, pros and beyond. We had a slight change with the delays that's going on with the weather and flights, so we've had somebody that we brought from the audience that graciously agreed to do that. So my panelists today are Bill Harrison, Technical Operations Manager at McGuckin Hardware, and Adam Gunnett, Director of IT and Business Intelligence at Busy Beaver Building Centers, and Joshua Quattlebaum, Director of Retail Technology Product Management with Orgill. Give these guys a round of applause. There you go. Well, loyalty is essential in retail today. Every retailer you go to has a rewards program, and it permeates into how people make decisions in their everyday lives about where they're going to shop. Think about status with the airlines. It draws you to a particular carrier, or the benefits you get from your Prime membership that keeps you coming back to Amazon. We'll definitely talk about retail today, but we also want to talk about how there's also now segmentation that's starting to occur within loyalty programs. Home Depot continues to push Pro Extra, and Lowe's is pushing hard on My Lowe's to get pros. Think about it. Home Depot doesn't even have a DIY consumer loyalty program. So we want to talk about that today. So let's get into it. So first and foremost, Bill and Adam, I'd like you to introduce yourselves, but answer this question, like how have you implemented loyalty programs in your stores? Bill, why don't you go first?
Thanks, Grant. I'm Bill Harrison from McGuckin Hardware in Boulder. We're a large single store operation, about 65,000 square feet. We're actually on our third loyalty program right now, hopefully our final loyalty program. And we've implemented it, and we're on the FanBuilder system. And we're approximately 110,000 customers signed up on it so far. So,
well, that's awesome. Well, Adam, how about your stores? How have you implemented at Busy Beaver? How have you implemented loyalty?
Yeah, so at Busy Beaver, FanBuilder is also not our first loyalty program. So we started out with the Epicor Eagles basic local loyalty, but you're limited in not being able to do the type of rewards that people have accustomed to at other retailers. So we did do some experimenting with some different distributors, and there were limitations to their programs as well. And we looked at other programs that kind of circumvented the point of sale system, but they were a little bit cumbersome. So the selling point for FanBuilder for us was its integration with Eagle and the relationship they have with Epicor. So there's a lot of stuff that they have done already that we were kind of stalled with when we were working with Epicor directly. So it's been quite the journey.
Awesome. Well, Josh, could you give us a bit about your background and what you do at Orgill?
Yeah, so overall, I am the product manager for FanBuilder, our rewards program. I like to say that I've got the most rewarding job ever because I run a reward program. It's the best job. Got about 28 years experience in IT and dealing with customer interactions, and it's really a pleasure to work with these guys, kind of learning what it takes to have a loyalty program work in the hardware universe.
Awesome. Well, Bill, what has been your experience with the customer adoption rates with loyalty? Do you find it challenging to get cashiers to sign people up?
Well, it is. We're pushing on 40 cashiers right now, and with all different schedules and different time frames. So training and trying to get them motivated to ask the customers if they want to sign up with the programs has been a challenge. Our biggest way to sign people up is actually hosting events that intrigue the customers and entice them into signing up with either free giveaways or something to that effect.
Nice. Adam, what do you do with your stores to drive more signups on, I think it's Great Deals Plus? Yeah.
So we found, what's inspected is respected. So we're really big on metrics. So our goal is to have an 85% loyalty percentage. So every week we are reporting on that, and then we actually post all of the company's stats. So then that kind of gets some competitiveness between our stores, kind of gamifies it, and our promotions are tied to the loyalty program. So if the customer wants to get that sale price, the doorbuster price, they sign up for the loyalty. So that's kind of been our approach to it, and it's been very successful for us.
Nice. Josh, I think we've got 90 live dealers on FanBuilder now. What has been the most frequently requested feature? And if I got the number wrong, obviously correct me.
That's okay. We're a little over 90 right now.
Yeah.
Although we've got about 10 in the works, so it'll push us over 100 in the next few months. I really do want to call out that I do owe Bill a little bit of a feature enhancement that I need to work on about removing points, dealing with when customers return things into store. So, but in terms of what we're seeing across the board with dealers is just new ways to integrate with loyalty programs and how to get all of their customers on a loyalty system, whether they want to give them those like smaller $5 coupons or if they want to do something where they're taking the information from the loyalty system and actually helping that drive what they might be giving them either in store for like a rebate or a discount or money back. So yeah, trying to get everybody on one program.
There you go. So, Adam, tell us about your opinions on using segmentation. You know, obviously that's a new feature that we've added to FanBuilder. But what's your opinion on doing segmentation? Product levels, point levels, different acquisition levels. What is your opinions on all that?
Yeah, so our primary customer is the DIY customer. So, you know, that has your traditional rewards and points program. But we have this separate program that we've kind of managed independently in a very kind of old-fashioned way for our pro sales, our commercial sales. So, you know, when we were talking with, you know, Josh at FanBuilder, you know, we talked about having an ability to treat those customers differently. So with your commercial accounts, you know, you could do things like if someone's a plumber, they're going to earn more points on these categories. If they're, you know, a deck builder, it's geared towards more lumber. So, you know, that's something obviously you can't just do in Eagle itself. And, you know, we're really just starting to scratch the surface of that. So, you know, not yet, but we'll get to a point where we're going to kind of be able to transition away from this manual process that we're doing today and have it basically integrated in FanBuilder.
Nice. Bill, do you have any plans to add segmentation within your loyalty program at McGuckin?
We don't yet. We're kind of trying to get our hands around the loyalty program as it is right now, and so we haven't really jumped into looking at the levels yet. But that's something we want to look at down the road.
Gotcha. Josh, what do you see happening out in the marketplace with loyalty and customer experiences? I mean, so obviously, as we have to make these products, we have to keep informed about what's going on in retail and beyond.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of other trends that are actually coming across the marketplace. You're starting to see them, you know, through Amazon subscription type services. Subscription loyalty is a thing. What we're identifying, though, is the amount of effort that it's going to take to actually support a customer's expectations in those sort of subscription services is the return on investment for being able to push out a rewards program that's a pay-for rewards program is just not there. So I'd throw that out as caution as you look towards rewards experiences. On the other hand, going back to the customer segmentation, being able to unify all of your different customer segments under one umbrella seems to be a bigger trend because you want to remove all of these other applications that have direct access to your system, and being able to look at this from one place is more of an ideal solution.
I mean, do you feel
that's what we're here?
And do you feel like with Lowe's, for instance, they had a separate branded program for pros, and they had a separate. Then they launched the consumer one.
Yeah.
Do you feel? And then they've gone ahead and said, well, we just have one. It's My Lowe's.
Both Lowe's and Home Depot actually moved kind of sort of to that singular model where they're just building this out as a bigger thing, and they're identifying for you what your customer segments are based on what they're seeing in trends. But instead of you having, as dealers, you having the ability to see your customers and their trends and build them out towards what you need to.
Yeah. Oftentimes, customer data is the big, thing that you're trying to really acquire with doing a rewards program. Bill, what has McGuckin done around getting customer data from loyalty?
I mean, that's always a challenge, is trying to understand what the data that you can extract out of it and how to utilize that data. I mean, we can see what the average transaction price is, or average transaction for a non-rewards customer versus a rewards customer. We can see that the rewards customers are spending more money. We can see if they're redeeming coupons or, what coupons are best. We can start to see what kind of events that we're doing are better, through the loyalty program. So we're still learning ways that we can utilize that data, but it's always a challenge to try to get out what you need to.
Adam, what about you? What are you guys doing with data that comes from the loyalty side of things?
Yeah, so with the data, we're just seeing where our markets are different. So we always used to think that all of our stores, were pretty much cookie cutter because that's how we design them. But you'll see that the customer behavior in different markets is quite different. So we find that out in our more rural stores that our customer loyalty is actually a higher percentage at those stores, where the ones that are more in the urban city that we see less loyalty usage. So that's an interesting trend.
Gotcha. I do want you guys to go ahead and get the QR code pulled up that's on the agenda, because I have more questions for these guys, but I want you to go ahead and put in some questions for these guys too. So we'll go to that when we've gotten through some more. But just wanted to get you guys pulling that up, because I'm sure there's something that we could find out from the audience. Well, Adam, I'm curious, where are you looking to take Great Deals Plus? What's your plan that you have right now?
So I think you would be very well aware of this, that we just launched with the Impact e-commerce platform. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of possibilities with the My Rewards app, having the e-commerce platform, and having the rewards system. So I think there's a lot of great ideas where we can do push notifications to rewards customers, email-based marketing. So you buy a Traeger grill, now you're going to earn double points on the pellets. So this is all these ideas that I have, and I know that Josh has a lot of great ideas as well. So I think there's the possibilities are endless.
Integrating services and marketing. Sorry, I was hopping in there because it's a lot of the things that I think about on the technical side as well.
So are either of you using the double points weekends or anything like that? Are you putting in like the text, sending texts out to people saying, hey, we have a double points event?
We are doing, we're sending out text messages and launching events, doing double points. Those are actually some of our biggest promotions, is doing double and triple point
awesome.
Days.
Finally, I'm just curious, where do you guys see loyalty going overall, just out in the world? This is not maybe specific to your businesses, but just where do you guys see loyalty going on? Where do you see it going in the world? Bill, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon. I mean, pretty much everybody's kind of adopting it, so I don't see it, changing too much, other than trying to figure out different ways to market people. But I don't know if I have my crystal ball working. Yeah. So
here to stay, basically. Yeah, Adam, where do you see loyalty going out in the world? Like, what's happening next?
Yeah, again, I don't think it's going anywhere, and I think you'll be able to reward points for pretty much anything. I'm someone that goes on Reddit, and you get these karma points, but they're really not good for anything, but I still want to get more. So, I think you're going to get loyalty points for how many visits you have to the gym in a week. It's just, points and rewards, loyalty is going to be everywhere.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'd like to go to some questions from the audience. So if you guys can hit that code, or it's in your agenda. Do we have any questions for our esteemed panelists?
Yeah, we have one here. So this is for Bill at McGuckin. How long have you had your loyalty program, and how long did it take to get to that number of customers?
Well, so I'll say that we probably started our first loyalty program in 2016, and then we switched to, I won't say the other brand, rewards program in 2017, and then right in the middle of COVID is we adopted the FanBuilder program. So most of our customers came from the last program, and kind of when we adopted or kind of transitioned into this program here, and then we've done an active effort to do signups as much as possible. So to give you an example, on our last event this last weekend, we had, we did a bag sale where you put anything in the bag and do 20% off. We gave the bag to the loyalty customers, so they had a coupon that they could redeem for one bag, and then they could use that bag to get 20% off anything they put in the bag. And so with that, because they could only get that bag as a loyalty member, we had 118 signups on that day.
Oh, nice.
So,
did you have to set up the coupon beforehand, or
the coupon is set up through the FanBuilder program, so
Okay.
it allowed them to, which is a great way to do things because it lets them scan that coupon once, and it doesn't let them redeem it anymore after that point in time, so they can't, keep coming back and grabbing more.
Gotcha. All right. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, one more. How much labor do you find it takes to run your loyalty program?
Who wants to take that? We can put it to both of them. Adam, you want to start?
Yeah, so that's one great thing about FanBuilder. So again, we've had multiple loyalty systems. So previously, we would ask for their name, phone number, address, date of birth, not their social security, but it held up checkout, and then we worked to actually update our PIN pads to take the driver's license, scan that to speed it up. But the great news about FanBuilder is you can just either get an email or a phone number, and then if you want that information, the customer can then do it at a later time. So the way to get them to do that is incentivize them with a coupon. So that's, it speeds up the checkout. So a big labor savings doing it that way.
Yeah, we're the same as Adam. The point of sale has gotten much quicker. We have it set up at the Eagle interface where they can scan the back of the driver's license, fill in all the fields, or they can go sign up online. It creates an account in our Eagle system automatically. So there's really not, as far as back end and trying to manage the system, there's really nothing to it. It just works pretty seamlessly.
What about the administration day-to-day of the program? So I think another part of the question was labor in terms of maintenance. What kind of maintenance tasks do you typically have to do, like with merging customers? Or
yeah, we'll run into merging customers. I will say that a large portion of not a large portion of our database, but we do have a pretty fair amount of duplicate accounts that came from the previous system, and so when it merged in, we had a lot of stuff there that was not that is duplicated. But it's not really a problem for us right now. Anything that we run into where customers have a duplicate account, we merge them as we see them on the fly, and so it doesn't really hurt us any. Their newer account becomes their active account, and so there's really nothing that causes any angst to take care of that.
Gotcha. So it's fairly easy to manage that.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron, do we have any other questions?
Not at this time.
Okay. Well, I really want to thank Adam for coming in and doing a pinch hit for us right at about 10 minutes before, because we thought that Mike was on his way. So thank you, Adam, and thank you guys so much for doing this panel with us. So I would encourage, thank you, please do that. Yes. Thanks. Yeah. And please join us. There's also going to be a loyalty breakout session, so I want to keep this conversation going. But thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you. Thanks so much. All right.